back at it here. I'm thinking about this cross member. So here is your hat rack, and it calls for this cross member to be cut through the hat rack down onto the lower left side there, and to be mounted right here, and then going down this way. So up like this and going all the way down. I've got a couple issues with that. Here they have 3/4 inch diagonal from left side of bulkhead up to the right side of the rear spar carry through. See print, blah, 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 blah. So number one, how it's mounted here. You need a 1/8 ply filler on top of this 1/8 ply filler to get it out 1/4 inch to match at the top where you've got your 1/4 inch spar carry through. You want to mount it on the back of that to come all the way down so it matches right with this. I understand that, but the way they've got it mounted here, it's just glued on flat. There's nothing pushing against it. Now, if we go to this plan, detail S, here's the spar carry through. And there's the spar carry through, and this is the support coming down to the top longeron, and that carry through, or this diagonal, just mounts to that. So it's pushing against that comes down to the longeron. Okay, so a couple things here. So it's mounted pushing against here. This is just a butt joint against here. There's no real strength on this pushing it out. So you're not pushing against anything other than this glued joint here. So that's one thing I have an issue with. Now on the other side, you cut it through the hat rack and you just mount a block onto here, and then you glue it on like this to a block. Again, there's no strength there. It'll just break that off if there's going to break anywhere. If you're even going to have it, and I'm debating not even putting it in there because it's not going to do a darn thing, it should be on a corner here. You've got the main down frame coming in. You've got the longeron meeting right underneath here. You've got a cross member underneath the hat rack. So all these are joining at one spot. It would make a lot more sense to have it coming in and meeting right there. Again, you're against this down tube, you're against the longeron, and you're against the one on the bottom as well, right underneath the hat rack there. That one right there. So all of them are meeting right there. That's going to take a lot more force there. It's going to be a lot stronger. And the same, let me get this adjusted up at this side. If you have it against the cross member there, you've got it against that solid piece there that meets up with this one coming down. If they all meet right there, that's going to be a much stronger joint, a lot more strength there than just sitting on this piece of wood. So I don't know if I'm not going to put it where they say. I may add one here that's actually going to support something at both ends. It's going to actually give some strength to it. Otherwise, it's not doing anything in my mind. and you're cutting through the hat rack and they don't tell you where to cut through the hat rack, it's kind of a guessing game, so you just start hacking away, putting a hole in here to run it through and underneath to there. So if anyone can come up with an argument why it should go where it is and why it shouldn't go against the actual down tube there, the down tube here, that meets with the longeron, that meets with that underneath one right there, that's going to be a good strong point. That's going to be a good strong point, rather than just mounting a block here and having it sit out on a block that's going up like that. That just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. All right, so that's my question for today. I'll get this video off, see if you can get any answers for that. I was just gluing up the blocks on this side, getting everything strengthened up. And I was looking at the hat rack stuff, and I went to UL Builder's page to get any kind of information, and there's not a lot. He's got a good thing, but on the plans, and I don't know if I screwed up a little bit, you've got this main cross member that goes across from longeron to longeron. And I had the hat rack sitting flush with this. It looked like that in the plans. Now I'm questioning whether that is actual or not. I wonder if the cross member should have been out this way a bit so that this upper part going up the hat rack would sit on this. Right now I've got it just sitting on the 1/8 ply on the bottom there. But it doesn't show anything here, so there's nothing really holding it. So I was thinking about, and it doesn't show anything on the plans holding it, unless I'm blind, but I don't see anything there. I don't see anything here. This is the hat rack here. That upper portion just sits on it like that. And if you go over to these ones, you can see that here's the hat rack, and it shows the 1/8 sitting behind it, but the cross member, it looks like it goes all the way to the end there, and maybe that hat rack goes all the way down. Maybe that's what was supposed to happen, and hold it against there. I don't know. It's hard to tell what the hell they're drawing there. But what I'm going to do, I wonder if that's what it is. That hat rack should have came all the way, the back part should have came all the way down, flush with that cross member going all the way across. That's probably it. But they don't tell you that, and that's probably what is supposed to happen. And that's the same with the top. So I screwed up there. You're supposed to cut it, dog-leg it in so that the hat rack sticks up this way. The back portion sticks up this way. And it also comes all the way down to the bottom of the longeron, so it'll glue against this cross member like this. But then you would have to, because there is a cross member that goes diagonal, you'd have to cross it in there as well. So you'd have to cut it for that cross member as well. I just cut it straight across, and it's sitting on top of this 1/8. So all I'm going to do to hold that is put a corner round right there, glue it from here to here to hold that in place. Give that strength. So that's what I'm going to do there. So that's how that goes. I see now. So when you're building ears, you can do it that way, or you can do it my way. But what I did, I stopped here. I'll put corner around there, glue it into spot there to give that support this way. probably should have come all the way down and glued against that cross member. At the top, I stopped it at the top, or at the bottom of this cross member or support. And then I'll put this other one right against it there. And I don't know if they've got a cross member that goes in there to hold it across the top here, because I don't see anything there. If there is another cross member in there, that gives support to it. They've got some dotted lines there, not sure what the heck that's supposed to be. Maybe that's supposed to be a cross member right there. And that could be it. But it doesn't say cross member or anything there, so I don't know. And then the same thing here, what supports the top one as well. There should be then another cross member, two cross members, one to hold this way and one to hold that way. But we'll figure something out there to give that a little bit of strength.